So this is an additional review in addition to your already review. So I'm going to do this problem. I need to think about -4 times what number gives me 36, and that's -9. And then -4 plus -9 is -13. Okay? Make an X, multiply what touches. And what I suggest you do, do the problem, pause it, and then check my work. So 3 times 4x plus 6 equals 2x minus 8. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's not letting me zoom. Distribute, distribute. 12x plus 18 equals distribute, distribute. 2x minus 16. Pause it really quick. All right, for some reason my zoom has stopped working, so I don't know what's going on. So move the 18, because that goes over there. And then move the 2. That goes over there. By 12 minus 2, 12 minus 2 is 10x equals -34. I don't really have space, so I'm going to move it over here. Divide by 10. Divide by 2. X equals -17 over 5. Okay. So if I study for 2 hours, then I will get an A on the test. Now the converse is switch. So if I get an A on the test, then I studied for 2 hours. I studied for 2 hours. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. And again, I'm sorry the Zoom is not working. If 2 angles are vertical, then they are congruent. Oh, well, that's true. So I don't need a counterexample. If 2 angles are congruent, then they are vertical. That's going to be false because remember corresponding angles? Those 2 are congruent. Top right, top right. So maybe you don't remember the name, but you could just write those are congruent and it's not vertical. Sorry, I keep trying to zoom. So it's false because these are not vertical. Maybe you don't remember the name is corresponding. If you do remember, then you'll write corresponding. If you don't remember, then you'll just write it's not vertical. That's a counterexample. A counterexample to this one would be, I could get an A on the test and studied for more. I could have studied for 3 hours and gotten an A on the test. That would be a counterexample. I only need to prove it if it is false. All right, let's see. So triangle A, B, C. So A is blank, X is blank. B is blank with the 1, Y is blank with the 1, and then C has this and Z has that. So now I've got to figure out what is the reason. So this is a side, this is an angle, and that's a side. Oh, side, angle, side. Okay. Triangle E. Ooh, I've got to be careful. See how that's 1? So then I have to go A, C. So it's going E, C, D. So it ends with the double. So I have to go A, C, B. And let's see, this is a side, and this is a side. And then based on vertical angles, that's congruent to that. That's an A. Therefore, oops, this is also side, angle, side. Okay. Let's go to the next page. All right. The thing that I think is easiest for me is to figure out what the reason is. So this is an A, and that's an S. But I have one more thing. Vertical angles. So that's an A. Now, if I'm going to go in order, I can't go S. Look how I had to go all the way around. That doesn't make sense. And I'm not going to go A, S, A all the way around. We want it to flow. See how that flows? A, S. So I'm going to do that first. Do you have to do it first? No. And then I'm going to go A, S for my own sanity. So I'll put the angle there, and the side there. And then I might even do the triangles. So triangle AXM, because I feel like it. AXM. So I have to respect the order. A is with I. X is with N. And M is with M. It's the same thing. Okay. So now I'm going to start with the angle. Does it matter what angle I start with? Well, I want to respect the order. So if I went AS, I'm going to start with this A, and that'll go in that circle. So this A is the same as this A. So I'm going to say angle A is congruent to angle I. How do I know? They literally told us. It is given. So now that A is done. Next was this A right here. That's the vertical angles one. So this is angle, angle. It doesn't matter right now the order, but I actually want to respect this. So AMX is congruent. So AMX is congruent to IMN. I know it's a little messy in there, sorry. How do I know? Vertical angles. Okay, the vertical angle theorem. I'm okay with you just writing vertical angles, okay? And then I have to do the side. So I see, it's kind of hard to see, but this side and this side are exactly the same. So since I started with the this triangle, I have to start with this triangle too. So I'm going to say XM. And since I did XM, I have to do NM. How do I know? They told us. You don't have to do it in that order, but I think that's the easiest for me. All right, I want to know possible or not possible. For this one, you have to be able to add those two, and it has to be greater than 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is not greater than 5, so it's not possible. These have to equal 180 degrees. So 30 plus 50 plus 90 equals, let's see, 170. And 170 does not equal 180, so it's not possible. Okay, let's do this one. So I'm going to start with the sides. I'm going to go smallest side to biggest side. Oh, I got to figure out this angle. So to figure out this angle, I go 110 plus 30 is 140. It's got to be a total of 180, so that means that's 40 degrees. So let's look. The 11 is across from the 40. The 30 is across from the 10. Oops. And the 12 is across from 110. So let's see, small to big, it's possible. Okay. Didn't say it is, I said it's possible. All right, equilateral means all the sides are the same, but wait a minute, all the sides aren't the same, so it's not possible. And you could say because an equilateral equals 6, 6, 6, probably should have picked a different number. It means that all the sides are the same. You could do that. Or you could say a 6, 6, 7 is actually an isosceles triangle. You want to do this? Great. You want to do this? Great. Let's go to the next one. Proportion. So that's the same as that. That's the same as that. So as long as you set it up and it matches up, so I would go 8 over 6, so pink, blue, equals pink, blue. So if you look, pink's on top, blue's on bottom. I could have also done this instead. I could have done pink, pink equals blue, blue. But I just have to make sure these two go with that one. Okay? So make an x, multiply what touches. 8x equals 6 times 12 is 72, divide by 8, x equals 9. Okay? This one is bonus for me, so I'm not doing it. You either get it or you don't. Okay. I got to find the area. So I noticed there are two shapes, triangle, or shape A and shape B. So for shape A, I'll make that in yellow. So this is 11, and this is 10. Ooh, I like that one. 11 times 10 is 110. That's my yellow dude. Now let's do the pink dude. The formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I've got to figure out how much the base is. Okay, if this is 3 and this is 3, oh, but it's saying this whole thing is 10. So if that whole thing, let me show some work here. If like that whole thing is 10 and this part of it is 3 and this part of it is 3, I need to figure out what is there. So that would be 4 because 3 plus 4 plus 3 is 10. So that means the base is 4 and the height is measured this way. So, okay, this whole thing is 16 from here to here. And then from here to here, it's 11. So that means that's got to be 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Half of 40 is, half of 20 is 10. So that's shape B. So now I add 110 plus 10, which is 120 meters squared. Okay? So now, go in and study and make sure you're good to go.